Anniversaries symbolize commitment, devotion, the unwavering bond two souls share despite life's countless storms. For 5 years, I believed in that promise, trusted the whispered declarations, the lingering kisses, the warmth of her fingers interlocking with mine. Tonight, however, the air felt different, empty, devoid of the tenderness I had come to cherish. I stood by the dining table, adjusting the candle placement for the third time, anticipation crackling in my chest. A 5-course meal, meticulously prepared, awaited her return. The aroma of rosemary and garlic intertwined, filling the house with an intoxicating warmth. A bottle of vintage wine, aged perfectly, sat uncorked beside 2 glasses. At the center of it all lay a small velvet box, the final touch to a night I had spent weeks planning. She had promised, "I'll be home by 8, baby. Don't do anything extravagant," she had teased that morning, pressing a hurried kiss to my cheek before rushing out the door. Now, the clock read 9:47 p.m. My fingers hovered over my phone, hesitant, unwilling to give in to the gnawing anxiety building inside me. Maybe she was stuck in traffic. Perhaps work had demanded her attention. Excuses came easy when love clouded judgment. A single message flashed across my screen. "Don't wait up." 2 words. Hollow. Detached. Cold. A sinking sensation wrapped around my gut. Something was wrong. Swallowing the lump in my throat, I opened her social media, my heart pounding an erratic rhythm. As I scrolled, my vision blurred, shock, disbelief, and betrayal converging into a single devastating realization. A freshly posted photograph. The dim glow of candlelight. A table set for 2. Half-filled wine glasses. Fingers intertwined, her fingers with another's. The caption read, "A perfect evening with someone special. #Parisian nights." My breath caught. The man across from her wasn't a stranger. Liam. A 20-year-old intern from her office. My stomach twisted into knots as I stared at the screen, heart hammering against my ribs. The flickering candlelight in the photograph, the delicate curve of her fingers wrapped around a glass of wine, the way her lips curled into a soft, secretive smile, I had seen that look before. It was the expression she once reserved for me. The world around me blurred as my grip tightened around the phone. My mind screamed for an explanation, a reasonable excuse, anything to justify why my wife, my partner, my supposed soulmate, sat across from a man barely old enough to drink, sharing a moment meant for us. I tapped the photo, expanding the image, studying every detail as if the pixels might whisper the truth. The restaurant's interior gleamed with soft golden light, the unmistakable glow of an expensive French establishment. My heart sank deeper. I knew that place, Le Papillon. It was where I had planned to take her tonight. The very restaurant where we had shared our first anniversary, where I had once watched her eyes light up over crème brûlée and whispered confessions. She hadn't just forgotten our night. She had stolen it, recreated it with someone else. A violent swirl of emotions crashed over me. Anger, humiliation, sorrow. The betrayal sat heavy on my tongue like bitter poison. The phone felt like dead weight in my hand as I debated my next move. Should I confront her? Demand answers? Storm into that restaurant, drag her back, force her to look me in the eyes and explain? No. A confrontation would be too easy. She would cry, spin lies, tell me I was imagining things. No. If she wanted to play this game, I would let her. But I wouldn't be the fool waiting at home. Setting my phone down, I took a deep breath, forcing the anger into something cold, calculated. My mind cleared. If she thought I would sit here, broken and weak, she was wrong. I needed answers. And I would get them on my terms. Reaching for my coat, I grabbed my keys and stepped out into the night. The night air bit at my skin as I stepped out, each breath a cloud of mist against the cold. I gripped the steering wheel tightly, knuckles turning white as I navigated through the city's winding street. My destination was set. Le Papillon. The restaurant glowed softly in the distance, its golden lights shimmering through the large glass windows. Couples dined at intimate tables, soft laughter drifting into the night. It was everything an anniversary dinner should have been, except my wife had chosen to share it with someone else. I parked across the street, heart pounding as I scanned the crowded interior. Then I saw them. Olivia leaned forward, fingers brushing against Liam's hand, eyes filled with something I recognized all too well. Admiration. Lust. The same expression she once reserved for me. Rage simmered beneath my skin, threatening to boil over. But I forced myself to stay still, to think. Charging in would only give her the satisfaction of seeing me broken. No. I needed to be smart. I pulled out my phone and snapped a photo. A perfect shot of her infidelity, captured in time. My mind raced. Was this just a fling? A reckless night? Or had this affair been going on longer than I realized? The ease in her posture, the way her smile came effortlessly, it felt practiced, familiar. Then, something unexpected happened. Liam pulled out a small, velvet box. My breath caught in my throat. He opened it. A ring glimmered beneath the dim light. A proposal. Blood roared in my ears as Olivia gasped, eyes widening in surprise before she covered her mouth with trembling fingers. I couldn't hear their conversation, but her expression spoke volumes. She was happy, excited. She wasn't rejecting him. I clenched my jaw. My wife, was being proposed to by a man half her age. And she wasn't stopping him. I turned away before I could see any more, my mind spiraling into chaos. I needed a plan. And I needed revenge. The drive home felt like a fever dream, my mind swirling with thoughts of betrayal, heartbreak, and rage. My hands trembled as I gripped the steering wheel, my breath shallow. Olivia, my wife, was accepting a proposal from another man. A boy. The humiliation burned deep, but I refused to let it consume me. If she wanted to play games, I would show her what it meant to lose. The moment I stepped inside our home, my eyes landed on the framed wedding photo resting on the fireplace mantel. I walked toward it, staring into the frozen image of happier days. My arms were wrapped around Olivia's waist, her head tilted back in laughter. Lies. All of it. A plan formed in my mind, sharp and unforgiving. I wouldn't confront her tonight. No, I would wait. I would let her bask in the glow of her deceit, oblivious to the storm brewing beneath the surface. The next morning, Olivia came home, her heels clicking against the hardwood floor. The scent of expensive perfume clung to her skin, mingling with something unfamiliar, cologne that wasn't mine. "Morning," she greeted casually, brushing her hair back as if nothing had happened. As if she hadn't spent the night wrapped in another man's arms. I forced a smile. "Morning." She blinked, surprised by my calm demeanor. She had expected anger, accusations. Instead, I gave her indifference, a predator luring its prey into a false sense of security. The following days I played my role perfectly. Loving, attentive, unbothered. I kissed her forehead, cooked her breakfast, whispered sweet nothings into her ear, never once hinting that I knew. I let her believe she had won. But behind the scenes, I was dismantling everything. Olivia had always prided herself on financial independence, but what she didn't know was that I had control over nearly everything: our house, our joint accounts, even the car she drove. I spent the week securing my escape, moving funds, meeting with a lawyer, preparing the final blow. Then, on Friday night, I struck. She came home late, a soft hum on her lips, lost in whatever fantasy she had built with Liam. She didn't notice the single envelope resting on the kitchen counter, until it was too late. Her eyes scanned the papers inside, her face paling as she read the words aloud. Divorce. I leaned against the doorway, arms crossed. Surprised. Her lips parted, a weak laugh escaping. Is this a joke? No, Olivia. The joke was our marriage. Panic flickered across her face. We can talk about this. I stepped forward, tilting my head. Like the way you talked to Liam? She stiffened. You! I know everything, I interrupted, my voice eerily calm. The dinner. The affair. The proposal. She gasped. I didn't accept. Not yet. I smiled. But it doesn't matter. Because you won't have the luxury of choosing anymore. Tears welled in her eyes, but I felt nothing. Please, let's fix this. I shook my head. It's already fixed. Her hands trembled as she clutched the divorce papers, realization dawning. Wait, the house, the accounts? All under my name. She staggered back, her betrayal turning to horror. No, you wouldn't. Oh, I would. I grabbed my suitcase, already packed. You wanted him, Olivia? Congratulations. You can have him. She reached for me, but I stepped away. Enjoy your new life. With that, I walked out the door, leaving her in the ruins of her own making. The taste of betrayal had been bitter. But the taste of revenge? Absolutely intoxicating.